All right, so let's jump in. So as you can see, I've got ChatGPT 4 up and out. If you've got ChatGPT 3, you're just fine to do it too. And I'm gonna incorporate DALL-E because I want to add in some imagery towards the end of the story. So let's get it started. So first, number one thing is you want to create the prompt, and the prompt is whatever you want to do. It comes from your brain or it comes from ChatGPT within itself. So in this particular prompt, we're going to learn about responsibility, and I'm going to have a son whose name is Santiago, and Santiago has a pet, and his pet name is Harry. And I want to teach Santiago responsibilities on having this pet, Harry. And I want to incorporate his family into it. So I want to incorporate myself, Paulina. I want to incorporate his father into it. And I want to incorporate grandma, grandpa, and maybe a cousin or an uncle. So we're going to add all these characters into the story to make it all happen. So what you're going to notice with ChatGPT is you can fine tune any kind of cool story for your child. So any bedtime story that you create can have, a sense of learning something about a particular subject, or maybe learning how to brush their teeth. Again, the taking responsibility with having a pet, being nicer to our sister, or who knows what. So we're gonna have just some fun today in creating this kind of fun story. So let's get it started. So we go into here. I have a microphone enabled ChatGPT, so I can just voice directly to it. I prefer that versus typing. It's just faster for me because my brain just computes a lot quicker. Hi, ChatGPT. We're using this thread for my child, Santiago, and creating bedtime stories for him that revolve around compassion, empathy, kindness, caring, learning, and discussing things throughout his day. Throughout this particular thread, I want you to incorporate a really cute, fun, whimsical bedtime story. This bedtime story, I want you to include characters such as his mother, myself, Paulina, his father, Ricardo, his aunt, Betty, his uncle, Cuba, his sister, Joy, and grandma and grandpa, Pearl and Joey. So for the first bedtime story, I want to talk about his pet bear, Harry the bunny, and also Pete the dragon. So in this story, I want you to teach my son some of the basic responsibilities in having a pet. And I want you to use all of the characters within this story so it could be relatable to him. In addition, I want you to add in 3 different questions that I can ask my child to begin a conversation about responsibility. And I want you to also incorporate ways that he can open up and ask questions to us in case something does not happen correctly with the bunny, or the bunny is crying, and how we can help. Period. So sometimes it does period, comma, like there's certain things that you work with. But overall, what's cool about AI is I'll understand what the heck I'm saying. So all we have to do is just press that button there, and we're going to get going with our story. So let's wait a little bit. This is the fun part, just the waiting. Okay, so here we go. Once upon a time, a colorful world where sunset painted the sky and hues of warm orange, vibrant purples, and soft pinks, there lived a little boy named Santiago. Santiago had a heart full of wonder, eyes that sparkled with curiosity, and a smile that could light up the darkest rooms. In this world, Santiago was not alone. He had his loving family, his mother, Paulina, who could make flowers bloom with her kind words, his father, Ricardo, whose laughter was like a merry tune, his aunt Betty, who would weave stars from the stars, and Uncle Cuba. So as you can see, it's telling the whole story, and it keeps going and going and going. And so we're going to allow ChatGPT to do its thing. And while it's going, I'm just going to converse and talk. So what the cool thing is, you can discuss anything within ChatGPT to create a story. So this could be about, a pet dying, some of the harder things that you need to talk about in life. Maybe your child had a bad day at school and you don't know how to talk or bring it up to him. you can use this technology to ask some open-ended questions to do that. Okay, so here we go. Oh, see, so it's bringing the mom. Why is Harry crying? Santiago would ask. Paulina would gently explain. Let's think about it together. When you feel sad and what makes you feel better. Together, they would figure out what Harry needed, whether it was a cuddle, a quieter place to sleep, or a checkup from the vet. Remember, Santiago, it's important to ask questions when you're not sure, Ricardo reminded him. Just like when you're learning to tie your shoes when you're trying to solve a puzzle. And so every night, Santiago would tell Harry and Pete the Dragon stories about his day, about the things he learned, the questions he had. The family would listen and smile, knowing that Santiago was going to be a kind, compassionate, responsible young boy. And so now we're coming into the questions for Santiago. So this would be a great thing that after you read your child, a book or the bedtime story, some questions you can ask afterwards. Santiago, can you think of a time when you felt like Harry and needed some extra care? What did you need the most? And these are questions. I'm not a therapist, but I mean, therapists do use ChatGPT and they should. And I feel like in the long run, that with every counseling session, this AI bot or this AI technology is going to be next to the therapist. And as you're talking and discussing, it's going to be just analyzing and analyzing the data that's coming through. If Harry isn't acting like himself and you're not sure why, what are some things you can do to find out what he needs? And these are great questions just for critical thinking, for getting the brain going, for asking scary questions that, like, oh, I don't know if the bunny's feeling sad, I shouldn't tell anybody, so this is like encouragement to really have that open dialect and discussion and communication. I think it's key. So, encouraging Santiago to open up. Santiago, if you ever notice something different about Harry and you're not sure what to do, always come to us. We're here to help, and there's no question too small and silly. Remember, caring for Harry is a team effort. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed or unsure, just say the word and we'll figure it out together. What are some things you'd like to help with? And with that, Santiago's journey with Harry and Pete the Dragon was filled with learning, love, and shared warmth that put together for each other. And so, like right now, you can create another story and say, create another story about my first day at school for Santiago. And so incorporate all the characters again into it. This is what I love about it. It's so cool. It's amazing. So, see? So remembers my name, remembers that, remembers the aunt, it'll bring anybody and everybody into the conversation. You can just have endless fun with us, with questions, with quizzes, with polls. This is your playground. I look at AI as this is your playground and have the utmost fun with it and creativity. And well, sometimes that happens, and that's because of my slow internet right now. So all I have to do is just regenerate and it'll go. So that's my take on AI today. Hopefully, you enjoyed this. And if you do something with this, please tell me. Comment below, share. If you like this, subscribe because I love challenging AI and doing completely unique and cool things with it. So let's do it. Hi. All right, guys, so here's the fun part to test and try, which is using DALL-E, which is a image generated based system, kind of like Midjourney. If you're not familiar with it, Canva launched its own thing. Adobe Firefly has its own thing. Those are the top contenders for this technology. So let's give it a shot and create a cool little fun caption to the story. So after you create a story, you can literally create a whole picture book about it and publish it, print it, create something for your kid at the end of this. Kind of the creativity is all up to you in your hands. So let's give it a shot. Okay, DALL-E, let's make an image regarding Santiago and his pet, Harry the bunny, and Pete the dragon, and incorporate his grandma and grandpa into this photograph. Let's see what happens. There it goes. It's generating. And what's cool is you can make this a family of mermaids, a family of cats, a family of dogs. Whatever your story is based around, characters, you can go all out with that. I'm not sure what kind of family it's going to make right now, but well, we'll see. So let's see what's DALL-E's creativity. Here are the images that capture a whimsical moment with Santiago, Harry the Bunny, Pete the Dragon, and his grandparents. Oh my god, that's so cute! Oh my goodness, you see that? I love I love the one on the left. Oh, adorable. So this is the cool technology that exists, guys. Yeah, follow me for more tips.